Hello everyone, my name is Meghan LeVota and I offer wisdom, tools, and support for personality integration. And today I'm here with my INFJ girlfriend. It is Valentine's Day. For those of you who did not know, I'm an ENFJ, which is one letter off in the personality type system. We share all the same cognitive functions, although they're in a different order. And so today we're going to be talking just a little bit about our relationship and the differences between ENFJ and INFJ. So if you're interested in that, stick around. If you're new, hello, how's it going? Subscribe. I have lots of videos about INFJs and ENFJs. So, how's it going, Jess?
How's it going? Subscribe.
Subscribe. And also, if those of you are interested in the Enneagram, Jess is a 9-wing 1 in the Enneagram and I'm a 2-wing 3. So first of all, I'll start on this, but the question I want to talk about first is the main difference between us. So actually, for those of you who are, I guess, watching, I'm going to try my best to answer these questions just based on, like, us as examples. You know, other ENFJs might be slightly different than me, and other INFJs might be slightly different than her. So I'm going to just mostly share from, you know, our perspective, and then you can take that as you will. So the main difference between the two of us, I would say that you are so much more meticulous than I am. Yeah. And you are so much more careful than I am, but also a little bit less spontaneous in the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you're prepared for everything, but also the little things that you're not prepared for trip you up more.
Yeah, very true.
So
I feel like I'm stumble more over the little things than you
yeah.
do, where you can just go on and not caring about them, whereas I hone in on them and beat myself up about it.
Yeah, and I think also kind of going off of that, we both like kind of relate in the sense where we can get stuck in our own heads and stuck in like perfectionism and like the way we want things to go. But it seems like too, whenever you're like going down that hole, you don't quite know how to get out at times, and it can be there longer, and it's just kind of the introversion.
Yeah.
Like your own head you could just get sucked in there like a little bit more than I can as an extrovert.
Yeah, you're a little more easily baited by the outer world in a way. Like you can
yeah.
watch a show and it can pull you out of something immediately.
True.
And you like to put on videos, whereas I just kind of want to not sulk. I mean, it's not even necessarily like a sad thing, but
yeah.
I kind of just want to be in my own zone for a while and not
yeah.
be influenced by anything else.
That's so true though, is that I'll intentionally put like a TV show or a podcast or even music on to sort of trigger me out of my own, you know, self-pity or like
yeah.
self-hatred
I kind of have
or whatever.
to process all of it and
yeah.
think about it a million times before I decide to be done with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to decide myself to
yeah.
be done thinking about something.
Yeah. So what would you say is like the main difference that you notice?
Oh man, I mean, this is a super given, but you being an extrovert, you're louder than me, care less what people think in public, like you're much more just like
True.
in the moment, which could, you know, be more of an SE thing too, which we can get into later more.
Yeah, because it seems like when we're out, like I might be talking kind of loud.
More talkative, yeah.
Yeah, and you might be like, shh, there's people around, they might be looking
yeah.
at us.
Seemingly less aware, but
yeah, like, okay, yeah, it seems like I'm less aware,
I mean,
but I also don't care.
Because I hate being aware of what I perceive people to be thinking, which most of the time isn't true though. So I know that you're actually right.
Well, in a way. Well, what is it like for you though, then being out and like there being like lots of people around? You don't want them to look at you.
Yeah,
right?
I don't mind being around a lot of people, but I don't like want to draw attention to myself, I guess. So whenever people in my group are talking really loud or like I can feel eyes on me because of something someone did, it makes me like self-conscious. But
yeah, and I think that for me,
it's not enjoyable.
It's not even like I don't like drawing attention to myself either, but whenever I'm out, I want to be out. I want to feel like I'm in the zone. I want to feel like I can let loose and enjoy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like literally think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in the wrong here.
Well, I don't know. It's not like you're wrong, but
yeah.
I think it's just my tertiary SE has an easier time like going with that flow. Like I do it for fun. I don't do it often, and I do spend more time in my head than I do like doing like feeling like I could be in the zone. But I think for you, like you value that, but it's maybe harder to access, or
yeah, like I do value it a lot when but I think it's hard for me, and you're a lot better at just going with the flow sometimes, even though, I mean, I think I am in other ways, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong traveling, for instance, you tend to be kind of, I don't know, the more
like
calm one sometimes.
yeah, I think like dealing with chaos, like, because as an IJ, your like main like tidal wave is that you're super wanting to be organized and you're wanting to prevent chaos.
Yeah. And that's why I don't like to set expectations, because once I do and they're shattered, I get like disappointed, and that's why I just like to
yeah. But I think for me, like, I do like to plan too, but I think that there are certain things you can't control. I feel pretty balanced with that. But for me as an EJ, I'm very like tribe versus self. And another thing that is kind of a difference too is that if someone doesn't like me, or if I'm dealing with like a hate comment or any sort of conflict, I spend way too much time like thinking about it or feeling bad about myself, where you will just be like, get over it. Like, you don't understand, like,
yeah. I think honestly though, if I were in this situation, I would get it. Like, I definitely do get it, but I think I can also just,
you can detach more.
I can detach from people easier, I think, than you, or like what people think of me, even if I'm hurt by it, because I'm easily hurt by it. But it's,
yeah. And so anything else you want to add about maybe the differences with our introversion, extroversion, or?
No, I mean, we could go way deeper into it for hours probably, but I feel like that about sums it up for the most part.
Yeah, and so we can, you know, do more videos if you want.
Yeah.
So main similarities. So I will say that I think that our political opinions are super similar. Our worldviews are super similar.
Our tastes and media and stuff, like all of the, you know, surface level kind of stuff actually is very similar.
Yeah, like literally like our favorite band, like our favorite shows.
Which is good though. I like that. Like, I mean, some people like to be way different, but like we are opposite in a lot of ways, but I like that a lot of our interests align. Yeah,
even like the same type of food, like we both really like Indian food and Thai food. We both really like going to concerts. We both can really get into like deep political discussions and philosophical discussions. We both were sociology minors and journalism majors, so we can just go down these sociology rabbit holes, and like sometimes like it might seem like if you're watching this that I, you know, am talking over her or whatever, but whenever we get heated in like sociology like we're like both kind of like talking over each other, like exactly,
I get mad at her for interrupting, then I interrupt all the time when I actually get on a roll, so it's hard to stop.
Yeah, we both kind of do, and I know you've told me too before that like you could tell that it's just like excitement, like
I know it's harmless. I guess.
Yeah, but like, so I would say like our beliefs are almost like, out of anyone I've met, like I feel like the way that we view the world is like literally so similar. So that's one thing. Anything else?
I would say that even though, you know, we have like different goals in life that we're working toward, I feel like we're both always we're both very driven. That sounds like it's a very cliche word kind of, but like in different ways, but I said the other day how we're always just kind of like sitting with each other and enjoying each other's company, but also like working on something. Like whether it's even something for fun, but it's like there's always a project that we're both doing together. So I feel like we're very immersed in our mission.
And I think we both have a very high quality standard. Like we care about quality over quantity, and like I think we're also both the sort of people where like if you were to win the lottery and win $1 million, you wouldn't be able to like necessarily sit still. You would probably be like making music or like doing things. Like it's not like we are the type to think, oh, let's go relax. Like I think that we both really want to make the world a better place, create art, like write, like do something, you know, like we both really want to like make an impact, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And like we might do it in different ways, but that doesn't mean that you don't like want to make an impact. Just because you aren't as loud, like you're just as impactful.
Yeah, and I feel like I was gonna say too, we're both have a similar sense of humor and can be very goofy, but also there might be people who view us as like serious in interactions too. Like we're very like no nonsense in certain ways, where it's like if you're, I don't know,
that's
somebody's
so
acting
true.
dumb, it's like you just can kind of cut them off and not want to associate it with it. So
yeah, like I would say that for both of us, if we're like in the middle of a task, like either for a school project or for work, or if like we're doing something and someone is goofing off, then we might be like annoyed.
Yeah,
then
that someone is me.
well, like you might be like annoyed at like your coworkers goofing off if you have a lot to do or something. You might feel distracted, but then when we're home, we're goofing off. Like, I mean, it's not due to lack of a sense of humor at all. It's just like I like have like a mode of like I'm serious or I'm not.
Right.
Do you relate to that?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely kind of like a switch, and
yeah.
And I can decide when I would turn it on and off. Like, well, kind of going back to how I feel like you're even a little more can be influenced by the external world, whereas if I'm in that serious mood, I'm kind of like, nobody's gonna pull me out of it until I'm ready to be pulled out of it.
Yeah, I want people to pull me out.
Yeah, I know. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yay! So, here's another question is, what is the main lesson that you've learned from the other's influence in your life? Do you want me to go first?
Oh yeah, that's such a big question.
It really is. And
I had to think about that for days.
It's probably
even though,
not,
like, there's so many ways.
It's probably not going to be comprehensive, but the first thing that comes to mind, this is a very silly lesson, but Jess cares for her belongings more than me and cares about her space more than me. She knows how to organize things. She's a Virgo rising, and if I do something wrong, like or not like wrong, but like she's like always suggesting like, why don't you organize your cabinet in this way, because the reason why you aren't putting things away is because there's not enough room in the cabinet.
There's so much fucking Tupperware.
There's like there's lots of like things like that I feel like you make my life easier, but you aren't like naggy, and you don't like, I don't know, you're not like an SJ. Oh wow, why is it so not
in focus?
Well
shit. Okay, well I did kick the camera, but that was like 10 minutes ago, so.
Is it gonna be like this forever? Because that.
Oh wait, it's getting better.
Well, you guys can just deal with that.
It's
I don't
think it was like that for that long.
No, yeah. I mean, I think you make my life easier because you understand the way I do things. And so it's not like you're proposing like productivity or things that don't really fit my personality. Like the things that you do to stay more organized, like 9 times out of 10, they're gonna work on me too. So it makes me feel like I can sort of copy the way you organize things.
It's an honor.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. So that is, it's kind of a silly thing, but it's also something that's it's very much needed for me. And also just like, you're always telling me to like put the phone down, be more present, like detach, and like you really help me relax, because I can feel like it's really hard for me to prioritize myself. Like I'm always prioritizing other people and what they need from me. And so you remind me to like, you know, detach and like just be, and that like I'm okay as I am right now, and like to slow down and stuff. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So what
yeah,
would you say?
well 2 seconds after I said that's a big question. I don't know if I can think of something. I thought of something. I feel like, and kind of going back to how, you know, you can be loud in public sometimes, and I like can try to control situations too much sometimes, of like you just being you. And I feel like you've really taught me that it's like, it's okay, it sounds so cheesy, but like it's okay to be you, and like and specifically with you, I mean, not only just like it's okay to be myself, but I know that you're never going to be like anything other than yourself, like at all at any given time. And like, and you've told me that like straight up sometimes when I've been being annoying, like controlling something. And I think that it, like I get that now, and I don't know, and I feel like it's it's helped me kind of let go more in other areas of my life as well.
Oh, so
in a tangential way.
So like you've realized that because I am like, this is just how I am, that it's helped you do that.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I'm not a person who wants to change people, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, well, nothing that I say or like none of my nagging is going to like change who someone is or like how they react to certain things or like how they have fun in public. Like, why should I ever feel annoyed by that? And just kind of accepting people as they are. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's
in situations as they are. And like, even just you meeting my family recently and stuff, it's like, you did great, but it's like, she's just gonna be herself no matter what, and like, I'm like at peace with that, and I should just be at peace with that with like
is myself
other things.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I can be kind of obnoxious, that's for sure. But I also
that's like, that's not what I even mean though. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've worried with other people of like, oh, are they gonna act okay in this situation, or are these people going to get along that I know in my life, and I just like know you're gonna get along with everyone, and if you don't, you don't, and I'm just kind of accepting that like, yeah, people are gonna get along how they get along. I don't always have to be trying to like control the social situation or like making sure everyone's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like you really are good at like, the way your FE works is you want to make sure that your actions like land on people, and sometimes you can focus more on that in order to protect your NI identity than you can like, I don't know, my FE is like, oh yeah, no worries, I'm charismatic, I can figure out the situation. Yeah. Where like, it seems like you like want to like use your NI to like read the room and then see like,
yeah,
if that's gonna work. So kind of going off of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't that a question?
Yeah, like kind of going off of that, someone asked like, are you jealous of each other's dominant function? And so for your NI, what I really admire about it is that it seems like, okay, so like for me, there are times when like either I feel rejected or I feel abandoned, or if I'm trying to like work on a project and it's not going as planned, or if I just feel hurt by someone, there are times when I can like spiral into like this sort of either over-analysis or self-doubt, that I feel like you with stronger NI, you're like, your vision doesn't shake as much. Like for me, if something happens in the SE that like goes against like my vision, then that can like make me wonder, wait, was I wrong? And it can make me like question my NI. But I feel like you just like know what your NI is, and like you can kind of tune things out if they need to be tuned out, where I like don't really know how to tune out the external world. So it seems like you can just stay more like even keel. Wait, didn't you say your mom said you were like cool as a cucumber or something?
No, even keel was the
term.
Or
even keel, yeah, that too. Yeah, like you're very just like chill. Part of that's being a 9 too. But like, yeah, like you don't let things shake your perspective, and you seem more patient than me too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's almost a laziness thing, like on my part. I'm like, wait, what if I'm not just being chill and I'm just being lazy, like not thinking about my future or something, being like, I know I'm working toward, which like I've always ended up where I needed to be, but it's like, I guess of just knowing that so much, it makes me seem like I don't care sometimes. When I do, it's just like, I'm not gonna let, I don't know. I've never been one to like abruptly change my mind about things, like my whole life path and stuff. Like I just know that it's going to lead me where I need to be, so I try not to freak out about if something goes off path. Which is funny because I can totally be not like that at the same time. But when it's about my whole life, I'm fine. But then when it's about little things, I freak out.
So I want to say, I want to share something about when we first started talking, actually, is that I desperately wanted you to commit to moving here no matter what.
Gasp.
Or else I was gonna be scared. But then you had this sort of NI of like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I don't know why you're so concerned. Like based on how I feel, I know it's meant to be, so I don't know why you're concerned. When I wasn't like concerned, I wanted you to like take an SE action. And you like wanted me to like trust the NI that it was meant to be. Yeah. And so
it is lazy.
But I like took it as, I did take it kind of as laziness, but I also like looking back, like you were right, you know? Like like you applied to so many jobs in different cities, and the first job you got was like here. Exactly. And so it's like you knew, but like I have a hard time trusting in moments like that, and I think that like that might have bothered you. but like for me,
yeah,
yeah, like you just can stay cool and like trust the NI in situations. So yeah, what would you say, I guess, about my FE?
Yeah, so I guess like you kind of brought it up, and that was what I was going to say about how you can navigate social situations in general better than I can, and like you can just kind of switch gears into like your days are so busy, like you'll just hop on a call here, film a video here, like be on a meeting, and like be switching gears so many times, and just like able to like speak well on a call. And I feel like every time I have like a work meeting or a call, I like 15 minutes before, I'm like thinking like what might happen in the meeting, like what am I gonna say if they ask me this, and like even if it's just briefly, but you're just able to kind of more smoothly navigate things like that and be like charismatic to people, which I'm not bad at. Like I would say I'm generally likable in a first impression, like in a professional setting maybe.
I'd say part of that even is your higher
still like
TI.
I freak out about it though, and like you don't like, even whenever you were about to meet like all of my extended family, I was like, are you nervous? Because like I was nervous, and you were like, no, what do you mean? I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't nervous at all. What are they gonna do, break us up? Like, what's the worst thing they could do?
No, and I'm not even thinking of like that kind of worst case scenario. I just like don't want you to be uncomfortable. I don't want them to be uncomfortable, and it's just like I don't know.
It's weird because I grew up around a lot of FE. Like my parents both are FE doms, and my sister's an FE dom. And I know you've noticed this just from being around my family, but like with high FE, if you don't really feel like joining this other conversation over there, like you don't really have to, you know? And I feel like I kind of just know that in the sense where like whenever I was gonna meet your family, I wasn't like super nervous in the sense where like if it wasn't vibing, if you guys are having your family thing, I have no problem just reading the vibe and just kind of hanging back.
No, and I know that.
But also if they like wanted me to like kind of, if they're asking about me, I have no problem with that either. So I can kind of just like see what they want from me and then do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, we have two more questions that I want to get to. So how do you feel about the other person's inferior function? So Jess's inferior function is extroverted sensing, and mine's introverted thinking, and kind of like how our spirals or our like weak spots are a little different. I just want to say, so yeah, so your extroverted sensing, it's interesting because it seems like you only want to take action when you know for sure that it's going to work out. When sometimes there is not enough information to know if it's gonna work out, and so the only way to move forward is to do something and then change after that. And I think that my higher SE like knows that, in the sense where like if I'm stuck, 9 times out of 10 it means that I don't have enough information and I have to just pick something. You have to pick without being prepared, and then
I can't do that. You
see that information and then you think, okay, I was right, keep doing that, or oh, I was wrong, and then I do something else. And I think that in those situations when you don't have enough information and you don't know what to do, you can get stuck. And I don't know how to pull you out, and I don't think anyone can. Like I think it's just your own thing.
Yeah.
But like sometimes
I'm really stubborn because I like want to pull myself out at all times, every time, but I'm like the worst at pulling myself out, so it's really like a losing situation. And
sometimes you get in these weird things that I don't think people realize that this is actually an INFJ problem. You'll be like, I'm hungry, but I'm tired. But I'm hungry, but I'm tired.
Ooh, that's a new song.
And you'll just like
beat over that. It'll be so slap.
That is a good song. You'll just like be on the couch and you'll be like, I'm too hungry to sleep, but I'm too tired to cook. And then I'm like, I'll cook for you, and you're like, no.
I'm like, that's the worst. I wouldn't eat it. And then that would just make you, no.
Yeah, those are the sort of SE problems you have. So what would you, I guess, say about my TI?
Yeah, so about your TI, I think that like you're not you're definitely not as observant about things as I am, like, or as good of an editor, which is fine because most people like aren't, and that's why I like doing it. But there are just like, I'll catch like a lot of your grammar mistakes and stuff, but one of the main things I think that can bother me sometimes, and maybe it shouldn't, but that like you'll ask somebody something before seeking the answer yourself and like doing your research whenever you could have just found it on your own. And I think it bothers me it bothers me so much only because I'm so polar opposite of that, to where like I will go to the ends of the earth searching for an answer, like trying to come up with it by myself before I ask somebody for help.
Yeah.
Or to like lead me to it, because I like want to seem competent and like also don't want to talk to someone.
Yeah, I don't care to seem competent. I'd rather talk to someone.
I know, and like, yeah, I get that. I just feel like I'm afraid of inconveniencing people, so sometimes I feel like it's like inconvenient to ask somebody something that you could have figured out yourself.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even like, it's not that I'm unwilling to go do the TI work, but sometimes it's just so much easier for me to just ask. Have you guys already been thinking about this?
Well, and then like I feel like in certain situations it's fine to like ask if you could look at it, if you know that it's like not going to be, I guess, like a burden on anyone to answer you super quick or something.
I'm always afraid to reinvent the wheel, and I always want to like make sure, like, wait, what have you guys already been thinking about? Because I don't want to like go do all this like TI work if it's already been done somewhere else.
Yeah. It depends on the situation.
Yeah. But like, you're totally right. Like, there are definitely times when like it's something that I could have Googled, you know?
Yeah.
You know? And like, I also think too with the TI, like in arguments.
Or you always navigate us to like restaurants that are closed whenever you just could have like checked the, I don't know if that's even like.
No, you're right.
That's not even strictly like a TI thing necessarily, but just like things like that, to where it's like I am more well researched about it, things like that usually.
Yeah,
but I also like way over research everything, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like, gosh, what was I gonna say? Yes, Mom. Gosh, I forget what I was gonna say. Is this bad TI too, that I forget what I'm gonna say?
No, I always forget.
Oh, I talk without thinking sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say too that in arguments sometimes, I feel like you can really hold your own in the argument. Your TI can sort of stay strong and fight for yourself, where I will get emotional and want to shut down the fight until we could be nice again or something.
Yeah.
Like,
so I can be meaner.
Yeah. No, but like, yeah, you could be meaner, you could be harsher, but it's not like necessarily bad. Like you are less afraid to criticize, and whenever there's an argument,
that's such a nice way of calling someone mean.
You're not mean though.
I know,
because you always have a point. But like, that's why it doesn't bother me, like, because I've dated TPs where it's different, where it's like you're just being mean. It's like you always have a point. Like every time you're using your TI, I can always like see the emotional reason why it's coming from, but it is still stronger than me, where I don't know, I just I don't know, like for me, I kind of have less of a tolerance for it, where I like need to make sure we're in the right FE mood for me to even take it.
Yeah.
So last question here, we could just chat about a little bit, is someone asked about how we handle our SE and TI. We've kind of talked about this a little bit based on what we were just saying, like the practical side of us, the ST side. You have,
what's the question?
So how we both handle our SE and TI differently, which we kind of just talked about, but I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on that. Which one of us is more practical in different ways, I wonder. I feel like I'm more practical when it comes to getting things done and motivate and like.
Yeah, your SE is definitely, I mean, you cook a lot and you can just like do a bunch of things really quick and like just, I don't know, like rage clean and like just do like kind of just like do it. Not to promote Nike or anything, but like you really,
oh my god,
I'm really terrible. I'm really terrible at like, I actually feel like when I'm trying to force myself to do something, I have to say just do it over and over again, which is so dumb.
But how about this? Everything you
I'm really bad at doing.
Everything that you do is absolutely impeccable. You just do less things than me.
Yeah.
So it's like you have this higher quality and you do less,
I almost corrected your grammar. It's fewer things, actually.
This is...
I'm kidding.
No, but this is a perfect example.
I don't actually care. I just thought it would be funny to say.
No, I understand. And this is a perfect example, like, of how, like, you don't even let yourself speak unless it's perfect.
Yeah. It was appropriate timing, so I thought I might as well throw in a correction. Anyway, is that
what else? Is there anything else you want to say? Oh, another thing about my SE, I feel like I care a lot more.
There's probably a lot I could think of.
I care a lot more about, like, my style, my sense of style, and, like, my clothes, and, like, making sure that everything...
Rude. I'm kidding.
Well, no, you have, like, a good style, too, but I think that I am more, like... You've complained that I, like, spend money more than you.
Yeah. I think I'm, definitely more, like... resourceful and frugal than you, even though I spend my money in like other dumb ways than you, aka on food, because I like am bad at cooking for myself. But
I cook, so
I feel like I sometimes don't understand like what you spend on, and I feel like I will like deprive myself of things like to like challenge myself, or like I feel like I don't deserve certain things, whereas you're like, I need new jeans because I don't have any good jeans, and it's like, that's fair. I just like don't always think of things like that. Yeah, like even like with the jeans things, I was gonna say, like, this is kind of silly, but I was like, I have way too many skinny jeans, and skinny jeans have been out, like they've been on their way out for like 5 years, and now they're kind of officially out, and now I always had one pant out the door.
They're kind of like out, and they're kind of like the baggy, like straight leg jeans are kind of in, and like they match better with my shoes, they match better with my shirts, they just like fit my vibe, so I just like need them. Like they're just like things like that. I know that might sound a little silly, but like there are things like that that I feel like you, in a way, you're more practical than me. In this sense where you're like, it still fits, it's fine, but also you're like an intuitive dominant, so you're like less in tune with the sensory world,
that's true.
Where like it doesn't really bother you.
Something that's funny about like my style, or like I kind of like the challenge of just working with like the outfits that I have, and even if I don't really love like a lot of the things that I own, I kind of like the challenge of like finding ways to mix and match them in a way that like I'm still comfortable in, and like but I spend way too much time like strategizing about it when I could just like get more clothes that I like really like and would wear all the time. But at the same time, it's always been kind of like a fun challenge for me to do that. I don't know.
So true. That's funny though, because in 5th grade I made a challenge, and it was because of Lizzie McGuire, the outfit repeater thing. I literally did a challenge for myself in 5th grade to see if I could not be an outfit repeater the whole year.
I do kind of like I do try to do that though.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
So another thing too, kind of with my higher SE, is that I constantly watch cooking videos on YouTube and style videos on YouTube that I feel like don't have the energy for things like that.
I really don't. I wish I did. Yeah.
Why do you wish you do?
Well, I mean, even just like I don't watch that many like TV shows and movies as much as I want to, because I know that I enjoy them, but I feel like for me, I either have to be like fully invested in something and whatever I'm doing, or like not at all. And so like if I'm like kind of not in the mood to watch a TV show, I'm just like not going to, because I want to be able to like put my full attention into something. But I like wish I would consume more.
I like having things halfway on, and I don't think you like that.
I do, but only when it's like something that I know like I don't care at all about. Whereas a lot of things, or if somebody like suggests a show to me, I like really want to like be all in and pay attention.
You notice everything in shows, like
and I want to though, because that's how I enjoy it more.
I like, sometimes, this is so stupid, but sometimes I think it's the show's job to make me interested.
No, I get that too.
And like sometimes if
and I'm not gonna continue like watching a show I hated, but like I feel like I do need to give it a fair, I feel like I need to give things a fair shot more than you do sometimes, whereas like I'll stick with something that's making me miserable, like even like my clothes or something. Like I'll stick with something way longer than I should or have to, just because I'm like, oh, maybe my opinion will change, or like I want to say that I gave it a full chance. I guess
that reminds me of another thing about SE, which I think might be one of the last things I'll say, is that I think that SE, my higher SE, is a lot better at knowing how to cut my losses than you.
Yeah.
In the sense that you can't have everything. You have to choose what you prioritize. And like just as life moves, I mean, failure, that's a big thing actually. Remember when I told you that I was like, I feel like you don't fail enough and that's why you're afraid of failure. You literally don't fail, you're perfect.
No, that's so true.
Like,
one of the truest things you've ever told me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm so perfect, but like
wow,
that.
the thing
But you're right though, like I really want to make sure that I don't fail at things, so I'll like put way too much energy into them when I could just like chill and fail and like I don't know.
And I think that if you failed more, you'd realize that it doesn't actually feel that bad, and also that when you fail, you get some good information that you can use later. I think that is kind of a big thing, is that I feel like I'm pretty decent at picking things that are like, okay, this will do for now. I think I'm good at doing things like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be okay for now, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. That covers it.
How does it feel to be an INFJ? Pretty fun?
Oh man, no, usually not. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
wouldn't have it any other way.
This is the Columbia School of Journalism. I forgot.
Oh, throwback.
Throwback.
Friday.
Yeah. So,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Is that really all you have to add, Jess?
I think so. We were trying to keep this brief.
Yeah. So
we kind of succeeded.
We did succeed.
A little bit.
There's going to be some editing involved. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions about INFJs or ENFJs, let me know and I can try and make a video about that. Subscribe if you want to see those other videos. I also offer typing services and mentorship services, and yeah, subscribe and let me know if you want to bring Jess back, because she's pretty great, honestly.
Let her know if you want Jess back.
Yeah, let us know. All right, have a wonderful day.